What if Gohan never lost his mystic power? The Elder Kai unlocked Gohan's ultimate strength. But what if Gohan never grew soft? What if that power stayed and evolved? In this timeline, Gohan didn't hesitate. He ended Super Buu before Gotenks ever fused. The world cheered a new protector, but Gohan didn't stop there. Gohan balanced peace and training. He mastered martial arts and knowledge, becoming the first true scholar warrior. Not even Beerus expected what came next. When Universe 7 needed a champion, it wasn't Goku. It wasn't Vegeta. It was Mystic Gohan, now transcendent, now divine. What if Broly was trained by Whis? Whis had always observed power. But this time, he saw something raw, untamed, and worth molding. Broly once raged without reason. But now, under Whis' guidance, he channels it, turning wrath into harmony, chaos into discipline. To become a god, you must challenge one. And Beerus was waiting. He wasn't a destroyer. He wasn't a savior. Broly became something new, a force of balance, in a universe without mercy. What if Goku was sent to Namek instead of Earth? Frieza feared the Saiyans. So Bardock made a desperate choice. But the pod didn't land on Earth. It landed on Namek. They named him Kakarot. But he grew not with violence. He grew with harmony, under Guru's wisdom and Nail's training. Frieza sensed a growing power on Namek. He came to crush it, only to meet a warrior beyond his nightmares. Anger never raised him. But when Guru was struck down, Kakarot awakened, and Namek saw its first Super Saiyan. What if Cell absorbed Android 16? He was never part of Cell's plan. But when desperation met opportunity, Cell reached for Android 16, and the timeline shattered. Not even Dr. Gero foresaw this fusion. When Cell absorbed 16, it wasn't just power that changed. It was personality, colder, smarter, and somehow more human. Cell was no longer just a predator. He questioned. He hesitated. He began to dream, not of domination, but of purpose. Gohan's rage meant not a beast, but a thinker. This Cell didn't toy with life. He respected it. But make no mistake, his power was beyond anything they knew. What if Majin Vegeta defeated Goku? The clash shook the earth. Two Saiyans, bonded by rivalry, divided by destiny. But this time, Vegeta didn't hold back, and Goku didn't get up. Babidi cheered, not for power, but for chaos. Vegeta's victory gave him more than magic. It gave him Earth. Without Goku, the Z fighters faltered. Majin Buu awakened without resistance. And Vegeta was left with blood on his hands and silence in his heart. In this twisted timeline, there is no sacrifice, no salvation. Majin Vegeta got his wish, but lost everything else. The price of victory was the death of hope. What if Bardock survived and went to Earth with Goku? Planet Vegeta burned. But one warrior defied destiny and followed his son into the unknown. Bardock survived, and Earth would never be the same. He landed not as a conqueror, but a father. As Goku grew strong, Bardock watched and trained him like a Saiyan. When Raditz came, Bardock was waiting. He didn't just protect Earth. He declared war on Frieza's empire. With his son beside him, Bardock took the fight to space. Together, they battled elites, conquered moons. And one day, Goku wouldn't face Frieza alone. What if Goten was raised by Vegeta? Goku never returned after the Cell Games. And Chi-Chi, broken by grief, asked the unthinkable, "Raise my son like a warrior, like your own." Vegeta said nothing. He simply nodded. From the age of 4, Goten was trained in the gravity chamber. He didn't learn kindness first, he learned power. Vegeta taught him to survive, to fight, to win. By the time the Majin threat returned, it wasn't Gohan who stepped forward. It was Goten, fierce, focused, and ruthless. Vegeta had raised a warrior. Goten surpassed Gohan. He surpassed Trunks. But when he looked at Vegeta, he saw more than a mentor. He saw the father he never had. What if Cell absorbed Vegeta instead of Android 18? Vegeta, arrogant and proud, let Cell live, just to see his perfect form. But Cell didn't go for Android 18. He turned and struck Vegeta. Cell didn't evolve into perfect Cell. He became something worse. A fusion of intellect, rage, and royal Saiyan pride. Cell Jada was born. Cell Jada didn't want to destroy the world. He wanted to rule it, with iron pride. Not even Gohan's hidden power could match him. and Goku faced a nightmare forged from his rival's DNA. Cell Vegeta ruled with cold fury. One by one, the Z fighters fell, until only Gohan stood, beaten, broken, but burning with resolve. And a final beam decided the fate of Earth. What if Gohan became the next god of destruction? Goku refused. Vegeta hesitated. But the one with the calmest rage caught Beerus's eye. Lord Beerus had found his successor, the son of Earth and Saiyan blood, Gohan. Gohan's mind was sharp, but his body dulled by peace. Under Whis, that would change. Every strike refined his control. Every moment tested his soul. His test wasn't strength, it was judgment. A rogue planet, breeding chaos across galaxies. One thought, and Gohan erased it. Not with anger, but with resolve. He was no longer the scholar, no longer the protector. He was the balance, the hand that judges, the god who still remembered love and loss. What if Frieza was trained by Whis? He knelt, not in defeat, but in ambition. Frieza, the tyrant of stars, humbled himself before Whis. Not to change, but to ascend. Strength without control is chaos. Whis taught Frieza what no empire ever could, restraint. Under starlight and silence, a new monster was born. Months passed. His golden form evolved. Frieza no longer needed planets to rule. He could erase gods themselves. With the power of creation and destruction in hand, Frieza faced a final choice. Be a god, or remain a monster.